how can smaller biotech firms strike a balance between agility and regulatory rigor when transitioning from preclinical to early clinical stages?
It's a great question, and from my perspective, everything that goes wrong usually goes wrong at the beginning. So if you set yourself up at the beginning, when you look at your preclinical data and you're looking to transition into clinical and become a clinical stage company, that you take a very rigorous methodological approach in terms of decisions that you make, having the right SOPs, having the right workflows in place, ensuring your TPP is correct, and making sure that your CDP is well aligned to the needs of the asset and also the functional responsibilities you have in terms of getting into clinic and getting it to patients. The third element I might mention is making sure your informatics layers, whatever you're using, whether it's a CTMS, an EDC product, whatever it may be, they are aligned, you have full visibility, and it is meeting the needs of the organization in terms of using those actionable insights to then drive your decision making. With us, Michelle?
I was just going to say thank you to whoever asked that question, because it leads me straight into a very commercial sort of input, which is we created a 21 chapter playbook for these early stage biotechs, right? So as we engage with them, we introduce that playbook that covers everything from governance to execution to operations to regulatory methodologies. And this really ties in the overall strategy of how these companies need to be thinking about, because sometimes I think there's aspiration to do stuff, but there's not enough resources, whether that be the time resource or the money resource that's available. So I think we provide a good litmus test in terms of using our plans to be able to really achieve that organizational alignment in terms of what's actually doable versus not just what the CEO or the board wants to do.
If I may, that playbook I want to point out is not dogmatic. It's not to say that every company needs to follow that playbook chapter and verse. We use a principle of mass customization. Use the playbook as a foundation and then adapt it to meet the specific needs of your organization and your assets. But unless you have a framework, you wind up resulting in chaos. And we're trying to reduce this clarity, have better clarity and resolve in terms of how you're going to do it. So it's not a panacea, it's a tool, and used effectively, it can benefit their organization.
Beautiful.
Wonderful. Excellent responses from both of you there.